Hello everyone, welcome to my October reset. I cannot believe we are here. One of my favorite months, if not my favorite month of the year. I hope you guys had a great September. Thank you for coming back, always watching my resets, always supporting my channel. It really does mean so much. Today's reset is going to be fun because I'm going to be recapping September, of course, sharing my highs and lows, going over the goals I set and how I did with them, setting new goals for October. We're also going to do a little home refresh. And then of course we're doing our budget, my expenses, and my content corner, sharing the books and whatnot that I read this month and giving you my ratings. So we got a jam-packed video, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so starting off, I waited till this video to update you guys on this big life update. I have some news. Definitely a low at the end of August, early September was that my boyfriend was in the hospital for a few days. He's all good now. Jimmy is all good, but he had severe dehydration and some kidney failure. I shared on my stories. I stayed with him in the hospital for a few nights, and neither of us had ever been in a hospital like that setting before. So it was a lot. It was a lot to learn, but it was good. And even though it was a sucky week, everything's good now. So we're thankful for that, but that definitely was a low. And then the next low is that my roommate, Skylar, my amazing friend, had to move out. We also found this out at the very beginning of the month, and she literally moved out last Friday. She got into PA school, which is amazing. That has been a dream of hers, and I'm so excited for her. She got taken off the wait list really last minute. Like, she starts classes October 2nd. And so all of a sudden our lives just changed in a day. So she moved out this month, which makes me sad on a few reasons. Obviously, one, she's a really good friend and I love her and I loved living with her, and she no longer lives in Nashville, so I'm going to see her less. And then two, I loved having a roommate, just in that sense where, you guys know, last year I lived by myself and really did not thrive, really did not like it. And so I was really loving having a roommate, someone to come home to, someone to live with. And three, she had cats who I fell in love with as well. I had never lived with a cat before. I didn't know what to expect, but these two kitties, as you guys know from my YouTube channels, really just warmed up my heart. I loved them so much. And they're no longer here either. So I lost a roommate and pets in this transition, and now I'm currently on the search for a new roommate. I have some leads that I'm figuring out, but it kind of just like was a 180 of my life all of a sudden, and I was like, what the heck, like what is happening with my life? So the first week of September, the last week of August, I was at a real low with all of this. I was very overwhelmed with everything. But like I said, I'm really hopeful God's going to bring the right person to live with me and for the rest of the year and into next year. And I know it's all going to work out in the end. It's just like trusting the process, you know? But moving on to September highs, if you guys watched my vlog from my week in LA and Las Vegas, that was definitely the high of the month. It was such an amazing trip. I loved that vlog. It is such a fun vlog, so if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend going to watch for some really fun vibes. I take you on my work trip to the Alibaba.com conference, my first time in Las Vegas, and then to LA. Went to the Jonas Brothers concert, sat so close with those tickets Lucy got, stayed with Lucy, went to Disneyland. So just a lot of fun vibes in that vlog, and that trip was just such a good one, and I always love visiting LA. I can't wait till I can go back again. But yeah, those were my highs and lows for September. Let's talk about goals. So I had a few big goals. One was to approve samples and order my bulk inventory for this new project, which actually I'm using the product right now for these goals. So it's like driving me insane not to show it to you. But I promise guys, next reset video, I'm gonna get to use this product in the reset, and it's gonna be so good, so good. So I cannot wait for that. So I achieved that. I approved the samples, and literally yesterday I ordered the inventory so that we can hopefully get it end of November, shipped by early December. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a pre-order for this product, so more details to come on that, but you guys should be seeing and hearing about it pretty soon. My next goal was to grow on TikTok. I was really trying to lean into short form content. I think I set the goal of hitting 10,000 followers on my personal, which did not happen at all. Still at 8,630. But I was posting somewhat consistently, just not every day. Like I know I need to be able to grow at that rate. And then I think I said 30,000 for Dream Daily, which also did not happen. I'm at 29,060. We're gonna carry those goals over to October, which is all good. You know, we'll just keep going. And I think instead of setting these number goals with follower counts, because I rarely do that, I don't know why I did that last month, but instead of setting these number goals, I like to hit goals that I can control. So like posting daily instead of like, I want to hit 10,000 followers. I also didn't revamp my office. I wanted to do a little spruce up there. That did not happen. It's kind of happening in the apartment instead, which is all good, but maybe that'll happen again before the end of the year. Glow up, do a glow up for 24 challenge, which I've been doing on TikTok. So it's still going on. My birthday is October 7th. So really looking forward to that. I decided not to do it on YouTube just because I didn't have enough big content ideas to fill up a YouTube video for it, but just little things so far I posted, like getting my hair done, nails done, things like that. And we're going to do more like beauty related things as well. I'm hoping to post more this week. So yeah, on the Miss Hannah Ashton TikTok. So I got at least one of my big goals done. Ordering and approving those samples and ordering inventory was a huge goal. So I'm glad that that got done. It's okay that the others didn't. And we're just gonna move on to October goals. So like I said, am really excited for October. Fall, October's a beautiful month in Tennessee. It's not cold yet. It's just like the perfect 70s and sunny weather. So the weather gets really beautiful. It's my birthday on the 7th. It's a lot of people and friends that I love's birthdays in October as well. And of course, Halloween is fun. It's not like my favorite holiday or anything, so it's kind of funny that October is my favorite month, but I just like love the festiveness around it. I love, you know, watching Harry Potter, watching Hocus Pocus. Like I'm not into thriller, scary stuff, but like the cute Halloween fall movies, rom-coms, I'm definitely into that. So I'm changing it up, my goal setting for this month. I'm gonna share big goals and then some mini goals. So the first big goal is a business goal, and that is my new launch prep. So like I said, this product could be launching for pre-orders by the end of this month or early next month for sure. So there's a lot to do in this month. Photo shoot, changing up websites, socials, looking into ads, ordering more supplies, editing the shipping and all of that calculations. Lots of different things. My next big goal is to wake up at 6:30 a.m. 2 to 4 times a week. I definitely don't want to do it every day because some days I just go to bed at like 11 or 12 if I like have an event or am at a concert. Oh, for example, another high from September is I got to see Zach Bryan. So last minute, this past Sunday, literally got texted a few hours before that we could get free passes in. And so I saw a free Zach Bryan and a free Jonas Brothers concert this month. So I am just living my concert life. It's amazing. So very thankful for that. Things come up in the evenings in Nashville all the time. Fun events, free concerts and whatnot. So sometimes I don't go to bed till 11 or 12 and I don't want to force myself to wake up. But on days that I know I have a lot done or I feel like I can be really productive, I want to wake up more consistently at 6:30 a.m. And I think that may help because I'm asking for a Hatch alarm clock for my birthday. And so if I get that, I'm hoping that'll like completely change my life and my morning routine. Okay, goal number 3, I want to do another YouTube series. This one, though, it's going to be a little bit different than the like glow up idea I had. This one's gonna be very structured and it's something that you guys can come along to. So it's gonna be more like a challenge, a 30-day or 6-week challenge. I'm still figuring out the little details, but it's gonna be called like the Leveling Up Your Life Challenge. And basically we're gonna have a set of 5 to 10 things to do every day. You guys do it with me and we see how we've progressed in 30 days or 6 weeks. I'm really excited for this. I know my recent video of like getting out of a rut really resonated with a lot of you all, so I thought it'd be the perfect time to use like October, beginning of November, before the holidays really kick in, to feel like our best selves, to level up our lives a little bit, and then feel better. And of course, I do my January series every year as well for like goal setting and planning. But I thought this would be a really good practical series of like how to get your life together, how to level up your life with just a few simple daily habits. So if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. I think it'd be super fun. So now for my mini goals, of course, B-Day celebrations. I have my birthday weekend planned, but like I still want to get together with a few different groups of people here in Nashville, like my Bible study girls I want to plan something with. So I need to still make a few more plans, but so far like the B-Day weekend is planned. I'm really excited for it. I want to get back into my workouts of 4 to 5 times a week, even if that's just like an hour-long walk outside or a 20-minute at-home workout. I just want to get better about making time in my day for that, and I think waking up earlier is going to help with that too. And then lastly, like I said, not doing a number goal with TikTok growth, but just posting daily to TikTok, whether that's on my personal account or my Dream Daily account, Monday through Friday, posting at least 1 video a day. Okay, so those were my monthly goals and reflections. Let me know a goal that you're setting for October in the comments. I would love to hear it so we can share and plan and work towards these goals together. Again, let me know if that leveling up challenge is something you're interested in. I think if I do it, I'm going to start it very soon so it doesn't run into Thanksgiving. So like literally within the next week or so, you may see a video about the level up challenge. And now let's move on to the next portion of this reset video. To also refresh my apartment a little bit, I'm going to be cleaning out the fridge because there's just some items that were Skylar's that I need to clean out, or things that are just old. I'm not going to like wipe it down at all. I'm just going to take out all the expired or old food that's not good anymore. So we're like starting with a clean, empty-ish fridge. That's what we're doing next. So now it is time to go over my September expenses. We're gonna go through everything I spent on my variable expenses in September. So like eating out, travel, transportation, all of that stuff. September was an expensive month. I gasped a little when I saw my credit card bill. That's the other thing, is I don't use any debit cards. I have a business credit card and a personal credit card. So all my expenses for either categories goes on a credit card, and I pay them off in full every month from my checking account. And that's how I get points. I get free flights, things like that. So yeah, I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred personal credit and the Amex Gold Business. I'll link both of those below in case you're interested in checking them out for yourself. But I love them. They give me my monthly budget. It categorizes all my expenses so that I don't have to do that. I just look at the numbers, compare and contrast, and go from there. So like I said, September was an expensive month, which makes sense. I did travel for a whole week of it. I was in 2 different states traveling, 3 different airports. Let's start with my transportation budget. So I budgeted $150. I knew that I was gonna be spending probably more on Ubers than gas. I spent $46 on gas. So that means I think I only filled up one time this month, which was really nice. And then I spent $90 on Ubers. So let me add that together. $136. So actually spent less on that than I was planning to. Eating out is where it got a little crazy. I should have monitored my eating out budget towards the ends of the month after I knew I spent a lot, you know, while traveling at airports, eating out, but I didn't. So I budgeted $200 for eating out and drinks, and I spent $274. Groceries, I budgeted $200. I ended up spending $258. Let's see, personal, I knew that I was gonna have some personal expenses. I budgeted $200 and I spent $130. What did I do? I got my nails done. Oh, and I got my hair done. So those were like $60-ish each. I got my hair cut. So that was $130. But I thought I was gonna be spending more on entertainment because I was going to Disneyland, and then it turned out that through a contact of one of Lucy's friends out in California who works for Disney, we were able to get into the parks for free, which was phenomenal, like the biggest blessing ever. So I didn't have to pay for a Disneyland ticket, which would have cost like $100-something. So that really helped me out. What I did pay for was I had two friends' birthday like activities. We went go-karting for one of my friends, which was at $38. And then we went to a winery with another one of my friends, which was $24. So altogether that was $62. So budgeted $100, spent $62. That's pretty good. And then for other, I knew that I was buying gifts and whatnot. So gifts for a friend's birthday, I spent $39. I had budgeted $50 for other, and I spent $39. So actually, I think we're gonna be a lot closer to the budget than I thought. It was just kind of shocking to see how much money I spent because I've been spending less the past few months. Wait, guys, we're right at budget. I don't know how this happened. I really thought I was over more. My goal was to spend around $900 this month in September, and I spent $899 on, again, these variable expenses. I want my October budget to be a lot lower, like $600. We're gonna see how that goes, but overall, I had a fantastic month besides those lows at the beginning. But after that all got settled, literally traveling, going to 2 concerts, going to Disneyland, and only spending $900 on all of that fun stuff and eating out and all of the things, I'm like actually really proud of that. We're gonna move over to October and set up a budget. Like I said, we're gonna try to stay low, even though this is my birthday month and I'm gonna be out doing fun things. I'm gonna try to be very conscious when I'm not out having fun and making plans, and really try to like get coffee out less, eat at home a ton. Transportation budget for the month, I'm gonna budget $100 for Ubers and gas. Last month I was close to $300. We're gonna try to bring that back down. Trying to think about what else is happening this month. I'm gonna say $150 and really just try to be mindful about that. Groceries, I've been trying to keep my groceries around $50 a week, so $200. Personal, I probably won't buy myself that much because I'm gonna be getting gifts, hopefully. So I may get my nails done again. I'm gonna say personal, like $75. And then entertainment, I'm gonna say another $75 for entertainment, and then other, I'm gonna say $100. I may have an expense, guys. I didn't talk about this in the goals. I may be getting a kitten, maybe. I'm trying to decide. I definitely think it's like the right time in my life because I loved having the cats. I feel prepared, I feel ready, but also I know that's a huge life adjustment, and I've wanted a pet for like the past year and a half. Ever since I graduated college, I was like, I wanna get a pet. I just never felt like the right time. It's kind of starting to feel like the right time. And I'm going home this weekend and I may rescue a little kitten from our local animal shelter. So I'm gonna give myself $100 just for, you know, all the things. Like adopting is only like a $25 fee, which is really great. But you know, food, litter box, cat toys, scratcher, bed, litter, all the things, I'm gonna say $100. We'll see how much it comes to, but I'm hoping that may be a part of October. And if it does, you will meet him or her in November's reset video. Or I'll probably do a whole vlog. Let's get the total for what I wanna spend. So like I said, I'm gonna spend a lot less in October. I want my total variable expenses to equal $700. So that is my October budget. I hope this inspired you to look over your expenses, even if it's just a quick glance in your credit card app and kind of see, okay, how am I doing financially? Like, am I living within my means? What are some easy ways I can cut back? Okay. That is it for the budgeting portion of this video. Let's move on to, I think the content corner is next and final. All right. We have made it to the content corner. I'm so excited to share about the books I read in September. I was trying to think back on TV shows and movies that I watched or started to talk about, and I don't think I started or watched anything new. I am rewatching Gilmore Girls, of course, but yeah, I don't think there's been any new TV or movies that I've watched that I can share, so I'm just gonna share books. I finished 3 books this month. I'm almost done with my 4th book, but we'll include it in next reset because I'll probably finish it this week or in October. But I have some big hits and some misses. I have a 5-star read and a 2-star read. So let's start with the 2-star read. It was one that I just grabbed on Stuff Your Kindle Day in the summer. It's basically where you can download a bunch of free books. This one has some good reviews, so I downloaded it. I needed a book to read while I was in LA after I finished the other book. And I was like, perfect, this is already loaded onto my Kindle. Let me read it. So it's called The Fairy Tale Bride. It's in the Once Upon a Wedding series by Kelly McClymer. It's 320 pages. It's a historical romance, which I love. I love a historical romance, but I feel like for me, it's hard for historical romances to really stick out or to like be very unique. And so when I do find one, like the Suffragette Women that I've talked about in resets and that I love that book series, but this one was just one really confusing. It had a lot of different little plots that didn't work for like the end plot. It's one of those typical storylines where the woman is found with the man in a compromising position, like they kissed or something, and so they have to get married even though neither of them really wants to get married. This one had like a weird trope where he was gonna fake his own death. He didn't believe he should have the title of Duke because he wasn't his father's son. So he was gonna fake his death, leave this woman all alone thinking she was a widow, and like he was gonna move to America. It was just a really interesting like plot for the male character, like a character development route. It was just very weird. I didn't love the way he treated her. Like it was just overall, and I finished it, and you know, it is what it is. I rated it 2 instead of 1 star just because it did have some cute scenes, but overall, like I was just not a fan, which is fine because it was a free random book, and it just adds to my reading list, which by the way, I am 29 out of 40 books for the year. I am on track. Okay, then I read the book Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is a part of the Dreamland Billionaires series. This is book number 2. I talked about book number 1 last reset. And I forgot I rated this 5 stars too. I have 2 5-star reads. So this is the second in the series. I'm currently reading the 3rd, and I do think this one is my favorite out of the 3. So if you're just gonna read one book from this series, you should do it. It follows the 3 Kane brothers who are all billionaires because their grandfather started Dreamland, which is basically like Disney World. So imagine the grandsons of Walt Disney. And so they all have different roles, different jobs. Like in the first book, it takes place kind of in Dreamland, like at Disney World in the parks. This one is about the oldest son who works for like Disney Plus, Dreamland streaming, and he has to marry someone in so many days. His assistant, who's worked for him for years, Iris, volunteers because she just wants him, you know, to be supportive, and then of course, you know, the story goes on from there. So it was super good. I loved it. I don't even know what trope you would call this. It was just overall, I loved the banter. This was also a longer rom-com. It was 494 pages. I like how in all 3 of these books, the female character isn't a young white woman. There's diversity in ethnicity and age and size. And so I feel like that's a nice little twist to read other than just the 2 main characters looking like every other book. Okay, and now for the other 5-star read that was much anticipated on my end, your end. I read Fourth Wing. This is a book that is taking the fantasy world by storm. I've heard so much about it. I've only heard good things about this book, and I understand why. I knew I was gonna like it, but I wanted to read it. So this is by Rebecca Yarros. It's 528 pages. So I feel like that's a little bit shorter for a lot of fantasy books. but I'm gonna say it is the perfect book to start someone in the fantasy genre. If that is a genre you kind of want to dip your toes into, you're not sure how you're gonna like it, this book is great because it starts off right away. There's not a ton of world building at the beginning. Rebecca Yarros kind of world builds as you go through it. But to give you guys a little synopsis, I say to people, it's kind of like Divergent meets Harry Potter. So the main character, Violet, has to go to this military school where her mom is like the top general, but however Violet was more like a scribe. She wanted to be more low-key, not a fighter, a dragon rider, but she was forced into this like military type school where they have to survive and become a dragon rider. Like I said, it gets to the point right off the back. She goes into school, there's danger, there's romance. It is a little bit, I would think you could consider it enemies to lovers, which, as you guys know, is my favorite trope. And the second book comes out in November, so we're all patiently waiting the second book. I'm glad I read it now, like just a few months before the second. I don't have to wait too long and I can remember everything, which is always good. I got asked by my friends if I like it more than ACOTAR or a Sarah J Maas book, and I said I can't say that yet because it's just one book and it was fairly shorter, it felt like. So it was one book, and Sarah J Maas has this whole universe, and you know, A Court of Thorns and Roses is multiple books and a whole series. So far I don't like it as much as A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I think we'll have to see what my opinion is after I read the second book, because that will really tell all. So I'm very excited for the second book to come out in 2 months. And that was my little thoughts on Fourth Wing. If you guys have read it, comment below, because I know people love chatting about it and I'd love to hear your thoughts too. So those are all the books that I read on my Kindle here in September, and that is also going to be the end of this reset. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it gave you some inspiration to reset your life a little bit before we go into this new month and just feel your best. Again, let me know a goal that you're setting for October. I would love to cheer you on in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.